Hello there, it's Siobhan here, the Galloping Housewife. I'm on my way out the gate, on the way to the horses, and I just recorded a very quick live as I was coming, like the pit from my house down to the gate, which is about half a mile, for my subscribers, and I put it up on Facebook. And I tick the audience of subscribers only, and it now seems it's gone public, which is fine because everyone can see it, because it's just telling my subscribers to get their asses into my group so that they can get the exclusive content, because I've been trying to post stuff because not all of them are in it so far, so I've been trying to post stuff on my page and restricting it to subscribers, which is the whole fucking point of this service, so that the subscribers get special content. And it's not happening. It won't happen because Facebook's it's just not working, so I can't restrict it to subscribers, which just really pisses me off, but that's just technology, and for once it's not me. I know it's not me because it's just not me, and I'm not good with technology. Anyone who's done any of my courses will know that there are especially the women that go through on the first run of my courses, they know that there's always technical glitches, because it just takes a little while to set up and streamline, but and you can only really test whether your processes work by doing it, and so which is, it's unfortunate, but it's just the way it goes. So and you know what, no one has complained. Like, I've fucked up royally. My very first course, I really did screw up a lot. The other ones have had sort of minor glitches, but the first course was, it was all just a bit overwhelming, and so there were a lot of hiccups in that. No one complained. Like, no one said anything. No one was just even, it was just like, it was non-event. They were more worried about the content and what they were getting out of it, than they ever would be by things not happening quite on time, or a broken link or whatever. You can always fix that later. And that's kind of, so I went out this weekend to compete. And when I say compete, I use the term very loosely, because we are competing at BE 80, which is the very lowest affiliated eventing that you can do here in the UK. It's equivalent probably to pre-training in New Zealand. I know that's supposed to be 85 centimetres, but the courses here are as big as those, what they were at home in pre-training. And the I guess it's 2'6". Yeah, 2'6", thereabouts, in the States, or maybe 2'9". 2'9", yeah, it'll be 2'9". So it's piddly, it's little, and the tests that we do are training level tests, and about prelim dressage, and well, I mean, I embarrassed myself in the dressage. We went out there, and I just, like, Percy was going to explode, and I may or may not have filled him up with feed to counteract the fact that he's got a complete and utter lack of fitness. So just because things have been busy, and I mean, like, we've been hacking out lots, and he has gone for the odd canter through the forest, and we've gone training, and it's only, I mean, like, we're only not even galloping 3 kilometres, but so I did feed him up a little bit, because he's and he is quite reactive to feed, being a Connemara. But I was sitting on a little bit of a time bomb, and he went in, and I just couldn't get him to settle. I was just walking him around, trying to get him to just relax, loose rein forward, because he doesn't need to be schooled in the warm-up, he just needs to chill his brain. But yeah, I couldn't get the switch going. So he spent the first trot going flat out into the bit, and then I think he sucked his tongue. He didn't get his tongue above the bit, but he sucked his tongue right up into his mouth, and he just sat there, wouldn't take the bit contact forward at all, felt like he was going to explode. And I mean, like, he's such a tit of a little Connemara, and he's capable, you know, like we're doing a training level test. He could go out and do a very, very decent medium run through. He hasn't got a flying change, so, you know, so he's not going to go advanced medium anytime soon. But, you know, he could do a very decent run through of a medium test. He's got all his half pass, he's got his simple changes. Yeah, he's it's not a problem. But yeah, so there you go, really, really good medium. But yeah, yeah. So we ended up very middle of the field in the dressage, and on a 37, so 63, and then we went and did the show jumping. Oh, okay, you get there. Went and did the show jumping, and he went and did the show jumping, and he ended up being he just took a Percy Rouse. I call it a Percy Rouse. So Percy, there's two types of Connemara's out there. There are Connemara's that are like dope on a rope, and there are Connemara's that are as hot as Hades, and Percy is the hot as Hades type. He's just like, he's a bit he's quite really sensitive, spooky and hot. And so and in the show jumping, or for a start, it's my worst phase. I can't see a distance to save my life, and I tend to take a pull. I tend to sort of like hook into them, and Percy is he will back off, and he drifts, and but he, especially if there's any kind of filler, if a fence looks, so if I've got a plain rails course in front of me, I'm really quite happy about it. But of course, you go to BE and they like to make things all very pretty, and this was Floors Castle International. So it had gone up to just 3-star, I think. It had 3-star classes earlier on in the week. So they had all the kit out, you know, all the flash bits, all the wonderful villas, and he just came up to this double, and he was barely backing off as he cleared it was just a related distance, and he was just backing off. And so what did I do? Like a perfectly normal person, I got after him, overrode him right into the base of the fence, and he didn't have a shit show jumping out. It's all, it was 80 centimetres, so, you know, yeah. So between the pair of us, we fucked that up. Took her out, and I was just really annoyed because he has been jumping, like he's been jump schooling really well. He's been he warmed up really well. He's, you know, jumping. He's going well. I mean, like and I really, really want to get a clear round in the show jumping, so it annoyed me, but that's okay. And then we went down to the cross country, and the cross country is a lovely, bold, galloping course. And I have to say, I walked it, and I thought there was nothing there that would worry him. So, which is usually a fairly good indicator that it's time to, you know, you should have a fence in your mind. I think that sort of tells you that you're at the right level. Not a fence that scares you, but there should be something out there that goes, it gives you a question that you know you're going to have to ride well, and you know you're going to have to do, you know you're going to have to do your job, and the horse is going to have to do its job, and that sort of tells me that you're at the right, well, it tells me that I'm at the right level anyway. And I walked the course myself. This is a doddle, and it was relatively flat, and I was like, but what I thought I was thankful for, because Percy's, like I said, not very fit. And so we went, and we went around the cross country, and so I don't wear a watch. I don't own a watch, and because he has always struggled to make the time, well, we have struggled to make the time. He's got little Connemara legs, he hasn't got a big galloping stride, and he tends to go, he thinks it's great fun until about fence 7 or 8, and then he goes, shit, we have to keep going, and he takes a bit of kicking to carry on. And but this time I just went out there, and I was just determined not to take a pull, not to, like my philosophy for riding at anything was to sit up, shoulders up, because I tend to prop and get too far forward. Heels down, so defensive, so you keep your leg on. So heels down, shoulders up, and don't touch his mouth. That was basically my my philosophy, and also just to ride away from the fences, to actually land and go. And so we did, and for a lot of jumps, I'm waiting for the video to come through. Really looking forward to seeing the video, because it felt really good. Felt like the majority of jumps he just bowled into and took out a stride, jumped out a stride. And he got a little bit deep to a couple, but it was comfortably deep. And whereas the first few courses that I did on him, we were burying ourselves in just about every cross-country fence, and you don't realise how because I wasn't actually having to set him up for anything, I literally just sit up a bit was enough to set him up. Then something they teach you and that you learn. The last time I invented anything decent was 30 years ago, or more. But intellectually that the less that you muck around with them, the better, more time you save. But I just keep riding him, and it turns out the time was 5 minutes 24 seconds, and we went round him 5 minutes flat. So with anything more than 15 seconds under time, and we more than 15 seconds under time, and we miss the and you get time faults, 2 fast time faults. So we got 2 fast time faults. But anyway, I was stoked. I just thought that was brilliant, so much fun. In fact, my old trainer down in Wiltshire, who I bought Percy off, and the girl that used to be one of her working people, is a really good friend of mine, is a Danish international young rider, and so I sent them messages going, Percy got 2 fast time faults. So probably shouldn't be celebrating that quite so much, but I did. But the whole day was just brilliant, and it's just it was just one of those cool things that you just remember that this is why we do it. And the other thing is that there was a whole lot of lessons to learn, but the only way you learn those lessons, I couldn't have schooled anymore. I couldn't have done anything differently at home that was going to teach me that Percy was going to be a twat in the dressage, and that or anything like that. I can't I can't do anything that is going to there's no more training to do. And and I always used to say to my pupils, students, when I was teaching, was that the only way you learn to compete is by competing. And just in the same way that you only learn to, my course, I only learn to put the technology together by putting the technology together, and letting it run. And fuck ups are fine, that's just if you're not making mistakes, you're not going to make anything. So don't wait until it's perfect. Don't, whatever you're thinking about, whether it's getting your horse out and doing a particular test, or riding at a particular level, or whether it's something that the art that you want to produce, or a business that you want to start, or a job that you want to apply for, or whatever it is, photos that you want to take, or guy that you want to hit on, or girl that you want to hit on. Don't worry about it. Nothing's ever going to be perfect. You go with what you've got, and you're only going to learn by trying. So that's my message for today. Right, I'm going to fuck off now, and I will post this when I get to the yard. And just going out to probably take Percy for a hack, maybe a light school, depending on what I feel like. And I'm going to school Mitch. Mitch hasn't been done for a couple of days because